Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa.
Let's get it, let's get it. You already know the Faison View podcast, man. Episode 253, man. Hey, let's get into it, man. The competition, man. As you already know, my brethren, co-host with the most, man. Game Shift in the building, man. Make sure you go support at the Faison View podcast as well. And my man supporting that BSBD, man. Make sure you go get our brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's all about supporting us, man. Alright, so we're talking about supporting us, man. We're gonna recap this Bone Thugs and Harmony, man.
I ain't seen it, but I saw the highlights.
We're gonna talk about this. I gotta recap this one because this was actually very interesting. People say it's one of the best verses because it had everything involved in it, like to who came on the stage, to the fight, to all that. So we'll get to that, man. And next, after we talk about that, man, do you think it is appropriate to have a first date at somebody's house if they offer to cook? Alright? I feel like that was a good debate. We're going to delve into that because that was just like something that was just going viral, man. I was like, man, that's actually a good question, man. How do people view that? And how would you view that, man? You can only claim one, alright? You can only claim one out of these things, alright? 1 million IG followers, a $250K check right now, a 2-story house, a brand new Ferrari, or 5 Bitcoins. So we're going to talk about our decision, and we want y'all to share y'all as well. Alright? Hey, let's be honest, man. Is Hulu out of pocket for releasing this ASTROFESTIVal documentary, you know, saying concert from hell? What is going on? Anyway. And this has just happened. Everything is very brand new. So we're going to talk about that briefly. And man, lastly, would you rather create your own holiday or create one law? Alright? Create your own holiday or create one law. Alright? So, man, let's break it down, man. My co-host, my brethren right here, he said he ain't really get to see it. Yeah. He caught the recap, you know, the highlights. So the highlights enough. But man, this was just legendary, man. We spoke to who we thought was gonna win. We both said boom, 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 boom.
Twitter,
hey man,
3-6, get them out the way.
I don't know, man, cause I don't know. It surprised me, to be honest. Even though I know what 3-6 Mafia repertoire is. Honestly, I was giving the edge to Bone Thugs, even though I know they have songs. Both of them have hits. Both of them have hits. But I was just thinking of, you know, performance-wise and how unique. Honestly, both are. But I just find Bone Thugs a little bit more unique because you have that type of rap that's going on with Migos and how it elevated the culture. And people don't really give them that credit, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted them to receive that just credit. Because you still have, in 3-6 Mafia, you still have, even though you have DJ Paul, the infamous Juicy J. You know what I'm saying? So, hit after hit. Man, this verse was it, bro. This verse was it. I didn't know the controversy behind it. Did you hear about that?
No,
I'm talking about like they had beef.
I didn't know that. Why would they do this? Never mind. We've already seen one version.
I don't know what happened, bro.
I guess. I don't know.
Because when they came out, it was just awkward because I was like, first of all, it took 2 hours. It took just as long as the Keisha Cole and Shanti.
We gotta stop going to these things all the time.
Come on. And the thing about it that rubbed me wrong, I'm not gonna lie, it was a great night, great performance, was the time barrier because that was in California. Mm-hmm. And us being East Coast, you know, they was gonna start, you know, to the later 7, 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? So over here it was almost 11 o'clock when it got started.
Drake and Ye thing gonna be at 11 tomorrow.
Right.
So
there's
just
like
Pacific.
Yeah, exactly. So you know, location really matters. But we're moving on. Man, I didn't know the beef. I didn't know the history. But the energy, man, the energy alone when they both came out was dope. It was dope. It was amazing to see all of Bone Thug and all of 3-6 because they had Ghetto Boo out there. They had what's his name? The black, I forgot his name. Well, they had everybody on 3-6 out there, and it was good to see. All right, so we get into the first songs. You know, everything's going well. Everybody vibing. They're talking trash. Let it be known, they're talking trash. Honestly, Lazy Bone is really the one moving you know, the conversation for it and
Lazy.
But Lazy Bone was actually orchestrating really, really well because we didn't know they had beef, but you know, so they had some prior history, but it's all for the love. All right, so they get, you know, they get going back and forth. You know, the verses pops off instantly. I'm like, Bone Thugs performance wise, I don't like it's hard to top them, but that Memphis and that impact with music and the hits and the crunk and that type of vibe, I was like, oh, Hugh, bro. They came out, bro. They came out. What's it called? It wasn't even. They didn't even play with that. What they played first, bro?
I saw Terrence Howard pull up.
They played. I don't know. They played an iconic one first, like all out the gate, and off of that alone, you just knew where the pendulum might have swung, cause the bag they can pull from, bro, it was, bro, different. Do you know who came out there on the features though? Like who came out?
I know Terrence Howard was there because
right.
he did the hard out here for a pimp play.
Yeah.
I know that joint. I don't know why anybody else.
Wayne came out.
That makes sense.
Dance Maker Dance.
I was on there.
We was about to. Everybody was like, bro. We was about to sign it and deliver it, and then Lil Jon came out for Bone Thugs. Chameleonaire came out for Bone Thugs.
Oh, Chameleonaire, that's lit.
Crazy, bro. It was lit. Then you had Slim Thug come out. You know. Then you had A-Bar MJG come out for 3-6, bro.
That's
it was getting filthy because, like, you know, honestly, the fight. We gonna talk about the fight in a minute, but like it kind of, I want to say it like that. It kind of threw it off like of how musically great that verse was. It took away from
everything that happened. That's all that I was seeing.
Because I mean, because of course, because it's controversy. It's a fight. Everybody want to see it. It's like what happened, what's going on, of course. But with that fight being said, all right, you know who's behind it. It was Busy and Juicy J. All right, so the song before, let me break it down for you. The song before. Bone Thug had went. Lazy was just trying to talk and whatever. You know, he was talking, you know, just talking like friendly trash. You know how the verses are, you know, the Dipset locks. They just had that energy. They just talking for real. So, but I would say, I'm not saying it's his fault, but I'm saying like, because it's all in fun and love and war. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like any of that energy. But you know how Juicy J is. He like, shut the fuck up. Like, so while Lazy's talking, right, and he was like kind of cutting them off, whatever, they end up playing the song. After the song goes off, Busy's like, all right, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to just address one thing. You ugly mug, not about to be, you know what I'm saying, it's not about to be like that.
The words.
And also, it's like, I understand what Busy was saying too. Everybody just want to point to Busy. We know the history, but in my eyes, I don't think he was that wrong. I get what people can say, like, you know, he said ugly and you're not about to be, you know what I'm saying? So he kind of like, you know, threw that out there. I understand that. But it wasn't warranted for what he got back. SMD to any man, you
can't say that.
You cannot say that. That's fighting words off rip, off go. It's not even no question. I don't even need no justification. I don't want to hear nothing from anybody. If you say that to me as a man and disrespect me, especially them, we didn't know they had turmoil, but especially if they had the turmoil that they had. Yeah. You feel me? So, you know, Busy Bone proceeds to, you know, throw the bottle at him, and then, you know, it gets chaotic. It gets chaotic. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to see that. We're not here for that. We're not here for that. Yeah, and we're older. We're all older.
And the venue's not gonna want to let y'all back in the joint to play. Have
just
gotta
be smart.
Doing that,
There's so many things that you guys can be doing together.
And another thing, y'all jokers is way too old to be acting like that. Y'all jokers is almost 50 years old. Y'all don't need to be acting like that, man.
It's not needed. It's not needed. And so it's like when that pop off, it's like, you know, none of them are backing down from each other. You know, you got Memphis on one side, you got Cleveland on one side. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to see that. We don't want to see that. We ain't coming here for that. Like, y'all two iconic of groups. Yeah. Like, for us to see do this. So, you know, they hash it out. You know, so what? 15 minutes go by. Bone Thugs come out. Bone Thugs comes out. I don't think. And the crazy thing is, bro, the one song Bones didn't play, bro, I was so upset at was First of the Month, bro.
They didn't play First of the Month?
They blew me with that. They didn't play First of the Month.
How you not play first of the month?
First of the month, bro. Busy got on with Fat Joe after the verses and tried to explain it, but I wasn't really understanding. They were just talking about the sequence, saying they think they had more stuff, and then they said like when all the altercation happened, it was just like a mixture of songs. You know, they
play Notorious Thugs.
They had their songs. They played Notorious Thugs. And one thing that was frustrating a lot of people, because it depended on where you were streaming at. Like if you were streaming on Instagram kept on like pausing and going off, because the best parts of Bone, and that's why I was like, it's hard to, I don't know who won, bro. I know I want to say 3-6 because everybody was saying that, and also their hits is like, dang, they did that. But Bone Thugs, their performance, and you see how many features they had too. Yeah, I don't know, and you know, I Wayne my GOAT, but also you got somebody that is over here that has Tupac,
and
Biggie, and Eazy-E.
Eazy-E records.
And it goes down the line too with them too, so they're just as iconic. So it's like a mono, bro. When they played Thug Love, when they played Notorious Thugs, it hit different. That Thuggish Ruggish Bone, you know that went crazy. But
I like to watch some Triller only because I don't be able to like the tweet live and stuff like that. You on Instagram Live, it's harder to do that because you gotta exit the live and go.
And one thing I will say that Juicy J's a cheat code too.
Yeah, he played records.
He played his records.
I figured he'd do that because that's Cameron was doing it, Jadakiss was doing it, so it's like
he even played Katy Perry, bro.
Nah,
like, I can't even. We can't. Honestly, you gotta get that props because that means his range and his ear is different. His ear is different, but that was a good versus, bro. Like that was a good versus, man. I messed with that versus. Who you feel like won during your recap? Who do you feel like won?
I'm gonna go with. I had to give it to 3-6 because that's what like the crowd was leaning towards. The majority was like everyone was saying 3-6 was taking it.
Yeah, I think because
so I'm gonna go with 3-6.
Them beats, bro. How it hit, it's just different a little bit. It's different because
it's
a chill vibe versus a hype vibe.
Facts. But there was a question afterwards. It was like, what are your top 3 verses? And I was like,
that's a good question.
I think my top 3 was what was number? Oh yeah, Jada Locks versus Dipset, automatic #1. And then I had T-Pain versus Lil Jon 2.
Oh, that's a sleeper.
And then I think the third one, I wanted to be biased and say Luda and Nelly, but realistically I was like, nah, Snoop and DMX.
Yeah,
those are the top 3.
For
me, it was more so based off. There was a bunch of good ones. There was Jonte versus Neo. Yeah. I think it was more based off not just records, but energy. Like the type of energy I got back from playing those songs. Like T-Pain versus Lil Jon was like a party. Like I was at my crib going crazy. This is before.
I know. This was
the IG Live.
That was the IG Live one. I missed
but
that.
Yo, bro, I tell you, when I talk about entertaining, it's that T-Pain has to be the funniest musician alive.
He is.
Like. It's no way he's
got a good
funny.
spirit.
Yeah, he's hilarious. So that was crazy, and then DMX and Stu, that was amazing. So those are my top 3.
And that's a good one. My top 3 would definitely probably be Snoop, DMX. This one's tough. But I'm gonna say Gucci. I'm gonna say Gucci, Jeezy, and last one I'm gonna give to Erykah Badu, Jill Scott.
Word.
Because I like Erykah. Like honestly, that was a legendary moment too. Because you know, especially them, because they pit them against each other in that type of realm, and how great and iconic Erykah Badu and Jill Scott are. I'm just glad people got to see that, because people don't understand. They greatness. And now, like, that's how I looked at Snoop and DMX. It's like, I understand it's tears. It's tears in this, and that tears, just those are giants.
I gotta finish that
giants. But I would say the Locks and Dipset too, because as an honorable mention, because that was nuts. That was different. That was one of my
to get Beyonce and Mariah Carey going.
Yeah, look here. We was just talking about this.
He said B's the queen, but he feels like Mariah Carey is underrated. I was like, I don't think anyone's underrated. Mariah Carey, she's pretty.
Because you remember we were just in here a couple weeks ago, and I was like, we was having a conversation and debate about, we've had it before about Mary J, Beyonce, cool, but then I told you, I'm like, all right, let's look at Mariah Carey hits. She had more hits than both of them.
Yeah, I was like, so, I was rooting for B, but I do think Mariah Carey would be the winner.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mariah is.
I won't look here.
Because before Beyonce was the #1 pop star in the world, Mariah Carey was the #1 pop star in the world for mad years, from the 90s, the 2000s. Like Mariah Carey is elite, and she makes $1 million every Christmas. Yeah, over $1 million every Christmas.
Hey, Shout out to that.
That would be epic.
That would be an epic versus.
You know, Beyonce is Beyonce, man. So it's like she could beat anybody. But if there's one person you had to put up against other than Rihanna, it would have to be Mariah Carey.
That would actually be a good one.
Yeah, man. I think they would tear the roof off that place if that was the case.
You think so? Shoot.
I mean,
I want to see this one. I want to see
that one. I think that would be great. I mean,
all right.
Talk about views. I think they're gonna break records in views. They're gonna break records in ticket sales. I mean, who's not gonna want to come out to see Beyonce and Mariah Carey? Like that's gonna be nuts. And then if they bring people out, what if Beyonce brings out Jay? What if Mariah brings out Jay?
Yeah, that's something we need.
Like what if?
And it's crazy. It's not that it can't.
What if she brings out Destiny's Child? Like yo, like that would be the latest show ever. Like
it can happen.
It can happen.
All right, man. We're moving on, man. This is a good debate, man. Alright, do you think it is appropriate to have a first date at someone's house if they offer to cook? Alright, so it was a situation. I'll give you a little bit of dialogue of the situation. It was just a screenshot of a text message going back and forth. Like, okay, the male was just like, do you want to come over here? Do you want to come over here? Lady was basically like, for the first date, he's like, yeah, I'll cook. You know, just detailing it, and was like, yeah, I'll cook. Da 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 da. But the other person was just basically like, nah, I don't feel comfortable with going on the first date at somebody's house. But the response was, he was like, I don't feel comfortable with spending money on somebody I don't know. And he basically like, I'd rather cook for you to show you how I cook. So it led to a debate. So what do you think? What do you think? Is that appropriate for the first date?
I wouldn't say it's inappropriate. You know, I mean, you got to be comfortable with having. I mean, you don't really know people. Mm-hmm. Like this is like you don't know that girl. She could be crazy. You give her your address. Right. You don't know what she'll do afterwards. At the same time, you know, I feel the woman's side of it. You know, women have to worry about these things more so than men do. Not saying men don't have to worry about these things, but this is more. Women have more concern with that. You know. Going to some man's house and automatically you thinking that the man is thinking he's gonna try to get you in bed. Right. You know, women have to worry about that, but also you just don't. You know, women have to do things like screenshot addresses and send it to their friends, and you know where they are. We don't really have to do stuff like that.
That's a fact.
And so you don't want to be in some stranger's house you don't know because you don't know what can happen. So like I hear what he's saying with the whole I don't feel comfortable spending money, but it's like that doesn't trump shorty's safety, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you could do something else that would require you less money. She had to come over here until y'all get comfortable with that. But that excuse doesn't trump her. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the safety thing and risk thing involved. Not to say that you're crazy, but she has a right to not want to do that. Cool. Versus you saying, "Oh, I don't want to spend money." It's like that doesn't trump that. So I wouldn't say it's inappropriate, but I do. I don't think. I mean, you see it in movies all the time to the point when you think it's normal. Right. I don't think you would do it. I don't think out the gate, first date. You know, you don't really know somebody. People are crazy, man. Like you don't know people, bro.
That's why I agree with your statement because I don't feel like it's inappropriate at all. I feel like it's appropriate, but when you put it in context of first date, it may not be seen as appropriate. Yeah. Because you don't know, like you just said, you don't know each other. You don't know how each other are. You know, I mean, yes, you get to know that, but in your own space, it's a certain comfortability level. Yeah. You know, even on both sides too. You know, on both sides too, and also that's one thing that can play a part in it. I do agree with the cooking part because that's a real essence. That's a real type of good bond to actually cook a meal for a partner or for a date. That's cool, but also I look at it in a way it's like, bro, what if you come over somebody's house and their house is not up to par in what you think? And that's it right there off gig though, because you gotta understand when you walk in people's homes and things of that nature, it's a certain respect factor going in there. But if it's not up to par, what you gonna do? How you gonna react? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like people have OCD, people have certain things, how they want things, and especially don't be a dirty guy. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? And then invite somebody over, and then you cooking while the roast is on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, but I don't think I agree with you. I don't think it's inappropriate at all. I feel like it's appropriate, but I don't think for the first date.
I think there's a way you have to finesse that. Like maybe if you're
I don't
guy,
think for
maybe
the first date.
I think
you could,
criteria. Maybe you could say, okay, it make you feel comfortable. Is there, like, you have like a friend's home that wouldn't mind, you know, you using her space, and I could cook for you there. That way you feel comfortable. You know, you're in an area. You know, you're in an area where you feel safe. Somebody you know that somebody knows that you're there. And I could cook for you there, and that way, you know, like something like that.
Or just go out, or just be creative. And
find a way. If it's the summertime,
do a picnic.
You can cook for her like that.
Creative something.
But yeah, you'd have to. I don't know. It's not inappropriate, but you know, it's a stretch for the first day. People crazy, man. Hey, women and men. You don't know.
Nah, both. It doesn't pertain to.
Yeah, you just don't want to invite somebody to your crib off rip. Just met that person.
Facts. So this is the question of all questions, man. Shoot, you can only claim one. All right, you got $1 million. You got 1 million IG followers. You got a 250K check right here. You got a 2-story house, brand new Ferrari, and 5 Bitcoins. What are you gonna do?
IG followers. No, I'm kidding. 250. Give me 250, man.
250 right now.
Yeah, 250 right now. I can do a lot for my business right now. You know what I'm saying? One, I could take 50 grand right there and clear my college debt, and I still have 20K over, so I can do that for something for the business that I can do right now. So yeah, that's what I would take the check right now just because of what I'm trying to build right now. I feel like, you know, 5 Bitcoins is cool, but you never know what could happen with that. That could go up.
Yeah, it can go up.
Something could change. So
that's correct.
Brand new Ferrari. I mean, I can get that later. It's a car.
Right.
Appreciate that shit. 2-story house. That's not bad. I had my coworker say he would pick that because he said he would rent out the basement.
Bruh.
That's not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. And then the woman IG followers. I mean, I'm not saying that nothing can be done with that. You know, you can make money off IG, but it's not my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. I feel like the money is the best thing for me. The 250 check right now.
I feel that. I respect that. And that's what I was in the debate with. The 250 check, 2-story house, or the 5 Bitcoins. But similar to what your man said, I'm gonna definitely go with the property. I'm gonna say 2-story house because I can do multiple things with that, and especially I can rent it out. I can do whatever I may with that.
His question was, the house is free, right?
Yes, and also yes, because if you claiming all these, yes, all these things are free, but because it's just the scenario. I got the 2-story house because you can rent out all those bedrooms. And that's times over, and that's times over, and that's times over. And then you create, because at the end of the day,
ain't charge what you want.
250K, because I know I'm smart, I'm educated, but also in a certain realm, when you just get straight money, it makes you spend it faster. Instead of working and investing in it, and when it's not in your mind, that's the best money to ever have. Is when it's residual and it's making its own money. And by itself, so it's just like it's a conscious decision. But I say the 2-story house because I'm renting that out and flipping that. I'm doing something with that. No, and like you just said, charge what I want, man. And like the IG followers, man, like that doesn't hold any value in none of these. Brand new Ferrari, you can still invest, do something with that. That's not my ideal. And you said a perfect part about the 5 Bitcoins because everybody went straight to that when I was looking at this question. A lot of people went straight to this, but you gotta also understand if you don't know how to work, or if you don't know how to invest, or have knowledge of the investment world and what Bitcoins actually are, then you're not gonna reciprocate as much money as you think you are. So, you never know. You never know. Of course, we have everything as tools and finding out what Bitcoins are, but like you said, this fluctuates.
Yeah,
it fluctuates. You don't know what you're gonna get out of that. So I got the 2-story house, 250K. You know what I'm saying? All right, man. Look here. This is a crazy one. Sensitive topic. Condolences to all the families before we even get started. But it's Hulu out of pocket, man. For releasing this ASTROFESTIVAL documentary special named Concert from Hell. Like straight up, it's out of pocket. And it's
highly sensitive.
Literally 2 thumbs down, man, because this is highly sensitive. Families are still grieving, going through things. Like no matter who is depicting at all, this is just a wrong move.
Yeah, man. It's a clear money grab.
Wrong move, and it's very clear and evident, man. We're not trying to talk down on anybody's name, but we're really just speaking about the news and just really speaking about something that just shouldn't go on, because at the end of the day, we all human beings, bro.
Like, I remember Hulu had a Kobe doc, quick as I don't know what Kobe passed. I was like, what the heck?
You know, like and that's the crazy thing too. Like, all content is not good content. Like, honestly, that's a fact.
Yeah, man.
That's a fact.
It was insensitive. It's too soon, and it's like you don't even have no information or facts. From what I heard, it was just a bunch of like news reports and videos.
Yeah, because
and it's just like, who did you even interview that was actually there? How did you get that so fast? Like, did you think about the families who are going through
regardless
right now? It's like, what is this? Like,
how? It's crazy because regardless of anybody's point of view on who's wrong, who did this, what this move is insensitive.
Yeah, it's like, why would you even try to put this out? You just asking for clicks and views. And Hulu, it blows because Hulu doesn't even need to do this. Like, Hulu is a great streaming service on its own. Like, y'all got movies, y'all got live TV, y'all got live sports. Y'all didn't need to do this. Y'all did not need this. Y'all were not lacking in the department where y'all had to go do that.
I was sad when I seen this, because I don't want to see Hulu in no bad light, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I like Hulu too.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hulu live sports, bro.
I like Hulu too. Y'all didn't need to do this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just the honest opinion.
I was out here trying to cancel
giving our view, man.
Yeah.
Lord, man. Lord. But yeah, man, I just hope this situation gets resolved, you know, in the best way possible. That's all we can really say about that. You know what I'm saying? But just speaking on that real quick. Alright, man, would you rather, man? It's a good one, man. I want to know what you're gonna pick. Create your own holiday or create one law. Alright?
I think I'm gonna go with a holiday.
Okay.
Only because I feel like one just passed, Jay-Z's birthday, and I would make Jay-Z's birthday a holiday. Honestly, no. Listen to me. Not only that, no, because I truly believe that Jay-Z should be held in the same regard as like a lot of our African American heroes, like Dr. King.
On a serious note, he should.
Yeah. So, and the reason why Jay's birthday is celebrated so much. It's not simply because, you know, he's a great rapper, because we have a lot of great musicians whose birthday come around. But when Jay's birthday comes, you always see at the end of it, the energy is different whenever Jay's birthday comes.
Yeah, that's true.
And the reason is because Jay is for at least for African Americans, Jay is the epitome of the American dream. Like, at least for young black males. Like, this is a guy who grew up in the inner cities of the ghetto. All the stereotypes you can think of, he had them. Didn't have his dad. Grew up dealing drugs. Grew up in the projects. All of those things, and you know, still worked his way to the bone, and you know, the rest is history. And you know, he's a billionaire, and he's just done so much for rappers, for the culture of rap, for the culture of black folks, with his philanthropy and the example. You know, he's the epitome of the American dream, and so like his birthday is always like a big celebration because, you know, he was always told. And the same thing we were all always told, that you're not going to live to see 18, you're not going to make it to 21.
Right.
And so every year he ages, it's like a big forget you to that stereotype. You said I wouldn't make it to 21. I'm 52.
That's real.
I'm 52 years old. You said they said I would not make it to 21, and I'm 52 years old.
Not just 52. Look at the people I influenced. Look
what I've done. Like, I'm 52 years old.
Right.
And so like I think that's one of the reasons why his birthday celebration every year, because every year he gets older, it's like another win. It's like, yo, like, this guy made it to 52, and he wasn't even slated to make it to 21. He wasn't slated to be anything. They told us that we wouldn't be anything.
Correct. And
he's an example of all of those things are wrong. Like, all of those things are wrong. Like, and then even from a rapper standpoint, all we can do is rap and play ball. Look at how far rap can take you.
And then also with that statement too, in the same breath, what you saying, just to add on what you saying, we seen him go through trials and tribulations and the adversity and get through that. You know, we seen the grit and the grind and who he helped and who he influenced and who he brought up on the way. Yeah. You know, like, so
sometimes you need to see it for yourself to know what's possible. And so Jay-Z is always like an example of like it can be done. Like for me, when I like with this whole gangster thing, I always try to say I'm trying to Rockefeller my whole situation. That's like a saying I say to myself. Because I like to follow that example. Like he's like, I look at him whenever I get down and I see that as an example, like, no, it can be done because he did it. I know it can be done. I've seen somebody do it. He did it. And so I'm going to try to do the same thing with Game Shift. So for me, if I can make a holiday, it'll be December 4th. You know what I'm saying? That would be me.
I'm creating the law for sure. I don't know what law I'm making, bro, but I know it's gonna be legit. It's gonna be something that's gonna be in favor of not just a certain people, but of all people. But it will definitely be a special law, man, because man, there's too much going on. There's too many laws that just don't make sense, man. It just doesn't make any type of sense. But I would definitely create a law, man. And honestly, I want this law to actually be universal to change the world. So I give y'all a law. If you choose a law, let me know what that law is. And if you choose a holiday, let us know what that holiday is, man. Because I want to hear your comments, your opinions, and your views, man. Y'all doing an amazing job. Y'all DMing me, suggestions and everything as well too, man. Keep at that, man. Keep at that. So you already know, man. Much love from the Faison View podcast, man. These holidays are coming up. I just want to add this tidbit in it. Really just condolences and blessings to everybody going through trying times, because we look at the holidays as always a cheerful time just in our situation, but you never know anybody else's situation.
Yeah, real quick, I want to definitely send praise to Nick Cannon, man. Nick Cannon just lost his son.
Sure.
His 2-month-old son to brain cancer. So
glad you.
Shout out to Nick Cannon, man.
Shout out to
prayers to him and to his family and everybody involved in that, man.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Thank you, Hugh, for adding that as well, man. And we are out, man. But make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. Every Thursday, 5 p.m. Hey, hit that subscribe button. You already know we out, man. Much love.